Ryan Giggs names his 5 favourite footballers. But here's the twist. He left out Roy Keane and Gary Neville, 2 of his closest teammates. So who did make the cut? And what does this tell us about Giggs himself? Ryan Giggs is one of the most decorated players in football history. He won 34 major trophies at Manchester United. He played 963 games for the club. His career spanned 24 years at the very top of English football. So when a player like this picks his dream 5-a-side team, it means something. This is not just a casual list. It is a serious reflection of what he values most in football. Each player he chose represents something important: technical brilliance, physical power, mental strength, and the ability to perform when it matters most. This team is not about picking friends. It is about picking winners. Giggs chose 5 players who could dominate a game in the tightest spaces. 5 players who showed up every single day in training. And together, they represent the best of Manchester United across 3 different decades. From the raw power of the 1990s to the fluid attacking football of the late 2000s. Let's start with the goalkeeper, Peter Schmeichel. Giggs picked him without hesitation. No Edwin van der Sar, no David de Gea. Just Schmeichel. Why? Because Schmeichel was not just a shot stopper. He was a psychological weapon. He was a monster in goal. When strikers faced him, they saw a wall that shouted at them, attacked them, and made them doubt themselves before they even shot. Schmeichel had a unique style. It came from his background in handball. He used a technique called the star jump. He would spread his arms and legs to cover as much space as possible. In one-on-one situations, this made him almost impossible to beat. And in 5-a-side football, where defenders push forward and leave the keeper exposed, this skill is vital. Schmeichel won those duels every single time. But it was not just his saves. It was his distribution. Schmeichel could throw the ball like a quarterback. He could launch it past the halfway line with pinpoint accuracy. For a winger like Giggs, this was a dream. It meant instant counter-attacks. It meant Schmeichel could bypass the entire midfield and find Cristiano Ronaldo or Wayne Rooney directly. In a small pitch, this is a game changer. And then there is the history. The bond between Giggs and Schmeichel is written in gold. In 1999, Manchester United were chasing the treble. They faced Arsenal in the FA Cup semi-final replay. The game went to extra time. United were down to 10 men after Roy Keane was sent off. Then Dennis Bergkamp stepped up to take a penalty. If he scored, Arsenal would go through, but Schmeichel saved it. He kept the dream alive. Minutes later, Giggs scored his wonder goal. The one where he ran from the halfway line, beat 4 defenders, and smashed the ball into the roof of the net. That moment only happened because Schmeichel did his job first. Giggs knows this. He knows that his most iconic moment was built on Schmeichel's brilliance. Schmeichel played for Manchester United from 1991 to 1999. In that time, he kept 180 clean sheets. He won 5 Premier League titles, 1 Champions League, and 3 FA Cups. But the numbers do not tell the full story. It was the presence, the intimidation, the way he made strikers feel small. For Giggs, there was no debate. Now let's talk about defence. Jaap Stam. This is the most revealing pick in the entire team. Stam only played for Manchester United for 3 full seasons, from 1998 to 2001. That is a short time compared to Rio Ferdinand or Gary Neville. But Giggs ranked Stam above all of them. Why? Because in training, Stam was impossible to beat. Giggs said it himself. You just could not get past him in training. Once Stam had hold of you, he was too strong, too quick, and too aggressive. He was the best. This is huge. Giggs was one of the most elusive dribblers in history. He could glide past almost anyone. But Stam stopped him every time. Stam was a physical freak. He stood 6'3" tall. He had the build of a boxer, but he also had the recovery speed of a winger. In 5-a-side, where one defender has to cover the entire width of the pitch, this combination is unbeatable. Stam could play a high line because he knew he could catch anyone in a foot race. He could push into midfield and join the attack because he trusted his own speed to recover. But it was not just his body. It was his mentality. Stam was aggressive. He did not just defend. He dominated. He physically manhandled strikers. He broke their spirit. In tight games, this is priceless. And in five-a-side, where every challenge is up close and personal, Stam's aggression is a weapon. Stam's exit from Manchester United was brutal. In 2001, he was sold to Lazio for £16 million. Stam had written an autobiography that upset some people at the club. And Sir Alex Ferguson believes Stam had lost a step after an Achilles injury. Ferguson told Stam about the transfer in a petrol station car park. Stam was in the middle of having a new kitchen installed. He had no idea it was coming. This sudden exit froze Stam's legacy in time. He left at his absolute peak. Unlike players who stayed too long and declined, Stam never had that phase. In Giggs's memory, Stam is still the invincible giant of 1999, untouched by age. That is the version he picked for his team. Giggs admits that Nemanja Vidic and Rio Ferdinand were the best partnership he ever played with, but in five-a-side, you cannot pick a partnership. You have to pick one player. And as a standalone defender, Stam offers something neither Vidic nor Ferdinand could match. He was faster than Vidic. He was more aggressive than Ferdinand. Now we move to midfield. Paul Scholes. If there is one player who defines Ryan Giggs's philosophy of football, it is Scholes. Giggs has said many times that Scholes is the best player he ever played with. Better than Eric Cantona. Better than Cristiano Ronaldo. In terms of pure footballing ability, Scholes was on another level. Giggs explained why. Scholes did not give the ball away. Ever. He would choose the right passes. He was comfortable getting the ball in small spaces. He had disguise in his passing. He could nutmeg opponents like it was nothing. And he had a nasty side as well. People think of Scholes as a quiet, humble genius. But Giggs saw the other side. Scholes was a ferocious tackler, sometimes reckless. In five-a-side, this nastiness is a strength. Scholes had what Giggs calls a radar. He could map the pitch instantly. As soon as Scholes got the ball and turned, you made a run. He did not even need to look. He would play the ball exactly where you wanted it. This kind of understanding is rare. It creates a split-second advantage in every attack. Scholes also had incredible ball retention. In five-a-side, turnovers are fatal. Every time you lose the ball, the other team is immediately in on your goal. Scholes never lost it. He acted as a pressure valve for the team. If things got tight, you gave the ball to Scholes. He would hold it, recycle it, and restart the attack. Giggs and Scholes shared a dressing room for 18 years. They grew up together. They won together. They aged together. While others left, David Beckham, Nicky Butt, Phil Neville, Giggs and Scholes stayed. They were the custodians of the Manchester United way, and they both reinvented themselves. Giggs went from winger to midfielder. Scholes went from second striker to deep-lying playmaker. In training, Scholes was untouchable. Giggs said you could not get near him. His technique was so sharp that even in the chaos of a small-sided game, he always had time. He always had space. For Giggs, Scholes was not just the first name on the team sheet. He was the heartbeat of everything. Now let's talk about Wayne Rooney. Giggs describes Rooney with one word: animal. He was an animal, closing down, holding the ball up, scoring goals. When he was at it, he was unplayable. Rooney is the ultimate street footballer. His game was forged on the concrete pitches of Croxteth in Liverpool, and it translates perfectly to the cage-style nature of five-a-side. Rooney's greatest strength was his work rate. He pressed defenders relentlessly. In a team with Cristiano Ronaldo, who often saved his energy for attacking bursts, Rooney did the running of two men. This allowed the rest of the team to function. Without Rooney's press, the defence would be exposed. Rooney was also a master of hold-up play. In five-a-side, having a player who can receive the ball with his back to goal, shield it from a defender, and lay it off to a teammate is vital. Rooney could do this with ease. His strength allowed him to hold off defenders twice his size, and his touch allowed him to bring others into play. Giggs watched Rooney evolve alongside Ronaldo, and he noticed something important. Rooney often sacrificed his own glory for the team. Despite being a generational talent, Rooney put the team first. He did the dirty work. He ran the channels. He pressed the goalkeeper. This selflessness is what made Rooney so valuable. At his peak, Rooney was unplayable. This usually refers to the 2009 to 2010 season, after Ronaldo left, or the explosive teenage years from 2004 to 2006. In these periods, Rooney combined the physical power of a heavyweight with the touch of a number 10. He could bully defenders. He could score from anywhere. Rooney's versatility is also key. He could play anywhere. If Stam pushed forward, Rooney covered defence. If Scholes moved up, Rooney dropped deep. This total football capability makes him indispensable. And finally, Cristiano Ronaldo. Giggs had a unique view of Ronaldo's career. He was the established left winger when Ronaldo arrived in 2003 as a skinny, frustrating teenager. Giggs watched the transformation. From show pony to goal machine, from inconsistent winger to one of the best scorers in history. Giggs remembers the first time he saw Ronaldo play. It was in a pre-season friendly. Manchester United faced Sporting Lisbon. Ronaldo terrorised the United defence. After the match, the players demanded that Sir Alex Ferguson sign him. And Ferguson did. But the Ronaldo that makes Giggs's five-a-side team is not the trickster of 2003. It is the powerhouse of 2008. This version of Ronaldo kept his dribbling speed but added so much more. Aerial dominance, long-range shooting, and a selfish ruthlessness in front of goal. Giggs said he could not believe how good a goal scorer Ronaldo became. Ferguson gave Ronaldo special treatment. He was one of the few players Ferguson never shouted at. This indulgence allowed Ronaldo to take risks, to try things others might have been disciplined for, and it paid off. Giggs also respected Ronaldo's professionalism. Ronaldo was obsessed with his body, his diet, his training, his recovery. Giggs, who played until he was 40, saw a kindred spirit. He predicted that Ronaldo could play until 40 as well. So we have the team. Schmeichel in goal, Stam in defence, Scholes in midfield, Rooney and Ronaldo up front. But there is one name missing, Roy Keane. Any team selected by a Manchester United player from the 1990s that excludes Roy Keane needs an explanation. Keane was the heartbeat of the team, the captain. Yet Giggs leaves him out. Recent revelations shed light on the personal tension between the two. Keane admitted in 2024 that he stopped speaking to Giggs for 6 months during their playing career. The reason? Giggs refused to attend a club function. Keane was fuming. While Giggs publicly says he does not believe they ever fell out, the tension was real. But beyond the personal dynamics, there is a footballing reason for Keane's exclusion. In a five-a-side team, you rarely need two central midfielders. You have to choose between the destroyer and the creator, between Keane and Scholes. And Giggs chose Scholes. Giggs values technical magic over enforcement. He believes Scholes could control a game with passing in a way Keane controlled it with personality. And in five-a-side, where expression and flair are key, playing with Scholes is simply more enjoyable. Scholes can find you with a 40-yard pass. Giggs also mentioned that in training, Keane would fly into tackles. But Scholes was the one you could not get near. In the technical evaluation of training ground dominance, Scholes was the superior five-a-side player. So what does this team reveal about Ryan Giggs? It reveals his values, professional longevity. Cristiano Ronaldo and Jaap Stam were obsessed with their bodies. Adaptability. Paul Scholes and Wayne Rooney could play multiple roles. And mental toughness. Peter Schmeichel was a psychological force who never backed down. Giggs did not pick his friends. He picked the best. No Roy Keane, no Gary Neville, just the players who could dominate in the tightest spaces. Giggs balanced the raw power of the 1990s with the finesse of the 2000s. He took the defensive steel of Schmeichel and Stam and combined it with the fluid attack of Scholes, Rooney and Ronaldo. This team is a perfect cross-section of Manchester United's two Champions League winning squads, 1999 and 2008. Each player represents a part of what made Giggs great: the longevity, the adaptability, the work ethic, and it is a terrifying proposition. This team has the physical intimidation to bully opponents, the technical class to outpass them, and the goal-scoring firepower to destroy them. Schmeichel would dominate the box, Stam would shut down the best attacker, Scholes would dictate the tempo, Rooney would press and create space, and Ronaldo would finish with ruthless efficiency. This is the ultimate manifestation of the Manchester United way. Each pick is not just a footballing choice, it is a legacy statement. It is Giggs saying, "These are the players who defined greatness at Old Trafford." Which of Giggs's picks surprised you the most? Let us know below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, comment and subscribe for more football icons.